Hello everyone, and welcome back to Planet Coaster. My name is Steven Marcateros, and today we are going to be constructing some brand new roller coasters in the sci-fi zone in order to get our parks revenue straight through the roof, and so we can finally get this series through and over with, because 14 episodes is a lot of episodes, and I understand that you guys don't want to be, sitting around till episode 56 of Planet Coaster to be getting this kind of stuff done. Now, before we get into the new stuff, I want to show you a little bit about what I've been doing off the episode. So, I decided that I was going to go watch a couple of people play Planet Coaster and figure out how they like to do things, and, how they get all the good views and that kind of stuff, the stuff that I'm secretly trying to go for, but won't tell you guys that we're just trying to do everything here to, excrete views out of you to return to our videos. But in any case, I learned how to make plazas. Yes, Silverette, a very famous Planet Coaster player, I guess you could say. I watched a tutorial on him about how to make plazas and stuff, and so I kind of tried to apply that a little bit, and I didn't really finish my concept because, I had put in a little bit of time on this, and I don't want to do too much stuff off episode, because I know that you guys start to get a little bit angry at me when I decide to build everything off camera and not actually do it on camera. So then I decided to, experiment and build this new little building here. It's sort of just like a temporary thing. I even put a little window for something to buy, but it's just an empty building on the inside. But yeah, I just figured that was kind of cool, and so we have this this entire new plaza made here, and that looks pretty awesome. So I think we're going to utilize that a little bit more in the future, because it does go a lot more with the actual theme park thing of where there's not a lot of space in theme parks that are just like plain grassy open fields. You can almost walk anywhere. I mean, the paths aren't typically just these nice little straight paths to wherever the heck you're going. It's just a wide open expanse of concrete. So yep, we're going to take that into consideration and all the stuff that we build into the future. And so yeah, let's actually get into analyzing what kind of new stuff that we are going to be building in this episode. I'd also like to point out that E14 2 has also made a lifetime profit of about $10,000 recently. It's been suffering from a couple of issues from people breaking down, from everybody's wallets essentially going broke, because no one has the money anymore to ride this thing. So I think that's pretty darn cool that no one's able to do that anymore due to how expensive these rides are. We should probably also check to make sure that people aren't thinking that this is too expensive. Yeah, it's not too expensive, it's just that they don't have the money to ride it. It's just that great of a coaster itself. One really cool coaster that we have not had the time to go through yet is the hybrid wood coasters. As you've probably seen in the park, in the little western zone that we constructed a couple episodes previously, we did decide to build a western coaster called the Lone Ranger. As a wood coaster. That's what I meant to say, called Lone Ranger. And it's done us pretty well. It's made us a humongous amount of money, $115,000. So it's not like these things aren't profitable in themselves. It's just that I don't have a lot of experience building them, and I'm not 100% sure how to build roller coasters, as demonstrated by the Dodgeland Overseer. Probably the worst roller coaster that I've ever seen constructed, just ever. I mean, it's a beautiful attempt at trying to, utilize aspects of the park, but as far as the coaster goes, it just ain't that great. I want to put this this brand new coaster here. I want to put this in the actual sci-fi zone. I think it'd be great to have a wood coaster in the sci-fi zone. It's not typically what you would imagine having, but I think that with the whole dangerous aspect of it, it could go very well for us if we actually decide to do that. I'm looking through hybrid coasters here, but we don't actually have one researched right now, so I might actually need to go through that. Let's reveal that one here, and that is Torque. That's the one with a nice spinning aspect. Daredevil Dragster could be it. Flawless Design could be it. We'll research both roller coasters because we actually want to get that research done and underway pretty darn quick. And in the meantime, while I did want to begin construction on the coasters, didn't realize we didn't have it researched first. I will do a little bit of terraining around here just to see if we can get everything up and looking kind of nice around these parts. Another thing I'd like to note right now is that I did actually have to turn down the textures a little bit because the FPS was getting awful, especially on this, we're on fast forward right now. The game recording, the frame rate is just terrible, and we rendered this at 60 FPS now, so I hope you're experiencing the full brute force of this lag. Alright, it's time to reveal the research, the Daredevil Dragster. I'll see what that one is. That's the Sprint 500 coaster. I think that one is some sort of launch coaster. And Flawless Design is the Werewolf. I believe that is a floorless coaster right there. So, not 100% sure what we're looking for, but let's get the Sensation of Flight researched. I guess we're in our golden age of coaster construction right now. I'm still trying to go and get that wood coaster, but we are getting a lot of other really cool ones as well that I'm forgetting that were added to the game at some point or other along the line. we've researched the sensation of flight. Let's see what this one is. All right, it's the Stingray coaster. I actually don't know what that one is. I think that's the flight coaster, where you kind of are sitting in a weird direction. I am not 100% sure. Here we go, a real Frankenstein. By the look of this one, I believe it to be a some sort of a hybrid coaster. So I think whichever one this is the one we're probably going to end up building here, because I don't want to be sitting around here forever, just simply trying to construct one coaster type that I really want to build. We should always, you know, keep our minds open to building other things as well, but I just really want to build that one right about now, because I think that would work really well in our park. Alrighty, it looks like our hybrid coaster is ready to be revealed. Our research is complete, and we have Iron Fury, the coaster. Alright, that does appear to be a hybrid coaster, and so I think we are in business for getting that one constructed. So if we go into hybrid coasters, yes, the Iron Fury is a steel-topped wood coaster. So I believe that means it still has like its wood frame and everything. However, it just has a steel top and some pretty sick or dope looking cards. I think what would be really cool is if we had some sort of an entry-exit station that was going over the main path and was able to loop around that way. But you know, I think having that elevation there might be a really cool design feature that we could utilize, and it might work well to our advantage. And I also want to strangely utilize this path over here. So if we place this coaster maybe right about here-ish, okay, we have it elevated, so that's pretty good on our part. And what we're going to immediately do is we are going to loop this coaster around right away. So normally I like to build these coasters with angle snap. However, I don't think I'm going to do that for this one, because some of these hybrid coasters will require a little bit more independence in the way that we construct them. And so I am going to stick with that purely independent method of doing so. So for these other coasters that I've been constructing, apparently we've been going a little bit steep with our 60-degree angles and whatnot. And these types of coasters don't really go up to that extent on their chain lifts. Like something like a 30% is probably far more realistic in that regard. And we also don't want to make this too incredibly tall too, because that can remove some of the effect that the coaster has. So I'm thinking maybe like this height might be good. Yeah, that seems to be about a decent height for a coaster of this caliber. Alright, and another thing that we probably should get in the habit of doing is making our chain lifts go a little bit past the 90-degree vertical angle. So now that we have the chain lift complete, we can move right into the standard track portion of this one, and we're going to want to remove the catwalk for this one, because otherwise the game will try putting catwalks in very, very peculiar situations. I can't believe it. I don't even know why it doesn't add stairs there. It's like some sort of vertical wall climb, some sort of parkour challenge to get up that. Now, one really cool aspect of these coasters, specifically the hybrid coasters that I would like to construct right now, is the zero-G hang, which is apparently when you hang somebody upside down for an extended period of time on a coaster like this, but it does require doing some fancy editing, sort of like having this gigantic metal pole sideways like that, which I think is a very cool aspect of how this game likes to figure out how to do its thing. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to essentially turn this sideways without making it do whatever ridiculous thing it's trying to do right now. And then we're going to need to make this a full 180 on us so we can do that. And then what we do is we do this this cool kind of hang thing here where we can we just need to build this below our thing. But I feel like we may have made this angle a little bit too high for what we are trying to achieve here. So then let's get this a little bit low. So there we go, like 0 on that. Now I think that's a pretty good 0G stall right there, where we hang the people upside down for a little bit. Just to make sure though, let's actually run a test on this just once. Actually, before I do that, I should probably edit to make the chain lift speed a little bit more epic than it otherwise would be. Because you can spend quite a significant amount of time on that if you don't bump that up. Because apparently it thinks that all chain speeds start at 5 miles per hour for some reason, which doesn't make any sense in my book, but we'll just go with it. We'll go with a solid 9. I think that seems reasonable to us. And let's activate the test mode and jump on the ride. Alright, the initial entry into the chain drop is looking a-okay for us. It isn't too ridiculously fast, isn't too slow. And we get attached to that chain lift just like we should. So let's speed our way right through this one. And then we'll end up at the top of the hill. Alright, and into the initial drop. And now into the 0G stall. There we go. Alright, I think that is A-okay for our purpose. It goes at a slow speed, but I think that the moderate pace is something that we do want in a ride like this. And then I think we should try to go for another roll, basically right out of the bat, because if we don't try going for another roll really quick, I don't think we're going to really be getting in the opportunity to do that at a later point. We want to really try to get in our 0G as much as we can and as quick as we can. But I do also want to do that pretty extended out too, because you don't want to really constrict something like that, or it'll probably end up chopping somebody's head off. Alright, so that's where we are at the moment. We have one roll and one stall, and I think that's looking pretty good on us thus far. Then let's boost ourselves up and to a direction then to try and spin ourselves around, because we don't want to utilize too much space. And I now do realize at this time where we can't really have the path going right along through here, because otherwise we would be going basically into the center of the coaster. So this looks more like an endpoint than anything of this, or we're going to need to reposition something at a later date. But just be warned that that is how this appears to be going at the moment here. So I'm starting to like this hill a little bit. It's looking pretty darn good. I think we have a lot of it worked out. Where we come around and then we go into some pretty intense banking right up through this hill, and hopefully that'll try to make people fly out of their seat right then. And that's going to be sort of our first airtime hill right there. I don't plan on doing too many just solo airtime hills on this one, because that is not 100% of the point of what you're supposed to do with this coaster. So what I think we're going to do next is we're going to try to commit to some sort of a roll right here. We're going to want to like spin ourselves around somehow and fling ourselves out the other side at a very high velocity. I think that'd be pretty cool. We're going to go with a consistent theme of turning to the left right here. So we're going to need quite a lot of space for this. So I think this could make a pretty darn cool effect. We also do have to mind the fact that our brake section is going to be through here somewhere. So let's get that here, and then let's have this run right underneath the thing. I think we have finished designing ourselves the next latest and greatest steel hybrid wooden-ish coaster thing type thingy-majigger. I think we did a pretty good job. We probably could have done a little bit better of a job of actually pressing the section. So this giant area right here with the double loop section probably could have been compressed in a little bit more towards the initial area of this ride, but that's a little bit more of a fault on my part of the design aspect of this ride, and I didn't really expect to have this part going out here. But it's all for the good fun and joy of this 0G stall that we have right there. So instead of watching the coaster go around this and talking about this coaster repeatedly, I think the best thing for us to do is literally to get on this thing for ourselves and take a test ride on what this brand new ride we've just constructed will be like and what we are going to utilize it on. The initial area is going down fine. We're heading right now towards the lift hill on this, which is going to take us at a nice 9 miles per hour up the entire lift hill here. It's important to note that this ride is actually pretty darn new. A lot of these are constructed by, I think, a company called Rocky Mountain Construction, otherwise known as RMC, which has made great strides in constructing coasters that are pretty darn good and fancy, especially taking utilization of this wood. So here we go, right down through there into the 0G stall. Alright, that must be pretty darn terrifying to go on. As we fall through there, that's not a very smooth angle there. I must be honest, I might want to smooth out that 0G transition there a little bit. Up through there, not too bad. Maybe a little darn quick on that little bit there, but that's alright. Then we jump up, make it into the block section, A-okay. Everything is not that bad. Alright, going through this kind of terrifying drop here to pick up speed. And going around this helix, and then dropping around that corner there. Kind of terrifying. Going up these hills, and then into the block section itself. Right about there, which does a pretty good job of putting this ride to its end. And we could probably block section that and get the other coasters on it right about now. Alright, so the results are in. It has an excitement rating of 6.79, a fear rating of 4.92, and a nausea rating of 2.22. all which come in the nice green categories for us, which means that we've done a pretty darn good job of building a coaster that is successful. However, there's probably, we're going to have to figure out how to sci-fi this up a little bit in order to make this coaster a little bit better. And then in which case we'll be able to open that to the general public, which could be a little bit more difficult, especially trying to get this kind of stuff right. I think I still have the station on the wrong side of the track altogether, so I think the way I wanted to have this set up was that we could do sort of like this. So we could have the exit on the other side there, and that would be most beneficial for us because we could have them walk out maybe like below that, and that could be good. There we go. After some additional smoothing, we've gotten the nausea rating down to 1.69 with a total airtime duration of 3.0 seconds, which isn't too bad considering the type of ride. And our average speed is at 23 miles per hour. However, we have not broken this coaster that reaches 100 miles an hour thing yet, because our max speed on this coaster is 60 miles per hour, which is pretty impressive in its own right for a wood hybrid coaster. But, you know, I think that is a-okay. Apparently many guests are thirsty too, but we don't care about how they feel, do we now? No, we don't. You guys just be thirsty. Go buy some super expensive $10 sodas, okay? Yeah, I think they'll live with the decisions that they've made. So yeah, that was this episode of Planet Coaster. It was typically just going through some type of stuff and getting that brand new hybrid coaster constructed for us to utilize in later episodes. What I'll probably do is I'll go in and add a little bit of theming like I did when we constructed this wood coaster over here, and I will try to make it a little bit better, so then when we open it up, we'll just have a bunch of people going to it, and that will provide us with thousands and thousands of dollars. I'll probably also try to do a little bit more plaza work in order to make this a little bit better, and try to theme up the weird outlier on, what coaster did we call this? The stuck in the middle of nowhere with no one wanting to ride it because it's a broken down coaster. Quite possibly that. It's also this coaster here is actually this mine train is pretty well successful too. I think it's more of a family coaster. We should probably consider doing some more family coasters in this game, but you know haven't gotten around to that. So yeah, give me a name below about what you want Iron Fury 1 to be. That would be fantastic. If you want to see more, make sure you click that red subscribe button down below because you know it's always great when you can receive our content directly into your inbox Monday through Sunday, depending on if it's a week where we actually upload videos every day. Give us a thumb and tell us how you're doing down below in the comment section. Otherwise, my name is Steven Marqueteros, and I will see you guys next time.